Hey everyone, day 8. We're gonna make some sourdough bread. We made some pizza yesterday. Hopefully that was fun and enjoyable. 2 starters we have, about doubling in size. They hit their peak a little bit earlier, but that's fine. You can see the purple band against it. Lots of bubbles, lots of activity. Both of them smell very sour. I prefer my bread a little bit more sour. If you don't like yours as sour, more liquidy is helpful. We're gonna make some bread. I'm gonna use the white starter for this. Actually, I'll show you the insides of what it looks like before we start. So, nice bubbles, still not as much growth as what we'd wanna see, but it's young. And the inside, same with the white and the inside. So, I've already measured out the flour, the salt, and the water. That's all sourdough bread is, flour, salt, and water, and our starter, which is flour and water with bacteria and yeast living in it. We're gonna do a slightly different recipe than I'll post online. I'll put all of this recipe in the details. It just makes it nice so you don't have to waste any more starter. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 500 grams of flour, 350 grams of water, 10 grams of salt, and 50 grams of starter. In terms of scoops, I'll put that in the description. It's slightly different depending on what you do. For the flour, what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide that into white and whole wheat. So we're gonna do 350 grams of white, 150 grams of whole wheat. If you don't have whole wheat or if you don't have white, don't worry about it. This is just a nice bread to start with. It's a little bit easier to work with than totally whole wheat or totally white. So we can get started. So I've already measured out the water. We're gonna use lukewarm water. The whole wheat and white flour is already measured out with salt on top. And then we're just gonna pour some of the starter into the bin. So we're doing 50 grams. There we are. Flour, water, salt, and starter. And then what I like to do to mix it is just effectively make my own KitchenAid, but you're using your offhand to twist the bowl and your main hand to scoop back in. And if you have a dough scraper, it makes it a little bit easier to get everything off. But all you're doing is you're rotating it and folding the dough in from all the sides. For the start, you kind of just mix it all up. All we're doing here, we're not kneading. This is the lazy bread that we're doing. We're not touching it very much. All we're gonna do is mix it, we're gonna leave it, and then we're gonna do the same folds that we were doing with the pizza. I'll post a second video of what those folds look like with a little bit more dough than what we had last night. But all you wanna do is you wanna get all of it incorporated so there's no dry bits or bits left out, because that'll translate through the rest of your loaf. Get all this stuff off the sides. We're not doing a ton of kneading. All we want it to do is look mixed together like this. Cool. So once you have it like that, go ahead and cover it. Maybe do a little bit more mixing if you feel like you didn't get enough in. Go ahead and cover it, and we're gonna come back to it in 30 minutes. And pretty much every 30 minutes to an hour, we're gonna do one of these folds, and you'll notice what you're doing is you're developing the gluten in it. I'll post the full recipe. I'll post all the measurement stuff. Once again, if you have a bunch stuck on your hands, wet your hands and it should slide right off back into the bowl. No need to waste any of the flour. So I'll post all the details. Let me know how it turns out. This is kind of where the troubleshooting fun goes. But it'll be this video. I'll post a video on the folds. I'll post the video on how to do the shape of it and then the baking process. And then I'll add in the full recipe to it so you can follow along. Sometimes the visual cues help along with it, but let me know if you have any questions. If you get stuck anywhere or how your first loaf tastes. Remember, 3 ingredients: flour, water, salt, and then your starter. If you put a little bit too much salt in, it's going to slow down the process. If you don't put enough salt in, it's going to go very quickly and taste a little bit more yeasty, but otherwise that's the only ingredient that you need to be a little bit more precise about. All right, talk to you soon.